guys! I'm Ma'am AC once again and welcome back sa ating DISS Module 2 for major events and its contribution that led to the emergence of social science disciplines. So let's get started. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to explain the major events that led to emergence of the social science disciplines, enumerate the contributions of social science disciplines, and demonstrate the historical foundation of social science discipline. So, syempre, bago tayo dumako sa ating discussion, magkakaroon muna tayo ng mini-game. I call this game as Disagree. So, paano natin to lalaroin o paano natin to gagawin? You are going to clap if you agree with the statement and shout, "Woohoo!" if you disagree. Are you ready? Let's go. Social science studies human behaviors and society. That's the clap. Social science research is only applicable to Western societies. Woohoo! Social science can provide insights and solutions to societal issues. Social science research always leads to clear and definitive conclusions. Woohoo! The foundation of social science is rooted in the Enlightenment period. Social science research can be biased and influenced by the researcher's values and beliefs. Theories and concepts in social science can be tested and validated through empirical research. Thank you so much for participating. Let's move forward to major events and contribution of social science disciplines. In the development of the history of science, the histories of the individual scientific disciplines have played an enormously significant role. Mainly because may kanya-kanya itong goals and function na talaga namang kailangan sa pag-aaral ng kultura at environment ng isang tao. So, bigyan ko lang kayo ng heads up. We will be talking about people and their contribution. So, dako na tayo sa founders of different disciplines. Let's talk about the first one. Edward Burnett Taylor. According to Oxford Dictionary of National Biography 2004, siya lang naman ay isang English cultural anthropologist and first to hold that chair in the subject at Oxford University in the UK way back in 1896. Siya rin ang nagpasimula ng term na culture at nagsulat ng researches into the early history of mankind and the development of civilization. Kaunting background lang, si paring Edward din ay tinaguri ang father of cultural anthropology. May kaya sila sa buhay dahil anak siya ng mayamang merchant noon sa London. Sinasabing interested daw si Edward sa animism or ito yung mga paniniwala sa spirits and souls sa mga bagay-bagay. Siya rin ang naging kauna-unahang professor ng anthropology sa Oxford University way back in 1896. Siya ay namayapa na sa edad na 84 noong January 2, 1917. Dako naman tayo kay Herodotus noong 484 years before Christ hanggang 425 years before Christ. According to Mark 2018, isang Greek historian si Herodotus who treated historical subjects as a method of investigation. Collected historical material systematically and critically and arranged them into historical narrative. Siya rin ang nagsulat ng histories na kung saan nakarecord ang mga ancient traditions and cultures ng Greece, Asia, and Africa. So ulit tayo, nabuhay siya 484 years bago pinanganak si Kristo. Imagine kung gaano na siya katanda. Kung si Herodotus ay nabuhay sa panahon natin, malamang travel vlogger siya. Kasi ang kanyang hobby lang naman ay maglibot sa ancient world and mag-interview ng mga tao from different cultures and religions. Siya ay nategi in the late 5th century BC but his history remains and still lives on until today. Next is Adam Smith. According to Butler 2016, he is a founder of classical school who constructed an explanation on how social behavior is regulated. He saw a world where each person sought their own self-interest but was constrained by morality, markets, and government. Si Smith ay pinanganak sa Scotland, panahon pa ni Kopong-Kopong. It was June 5, 1723. Siya rin ay isang writer dahil siya ang sumulat ng librong The Wealth of Nations, which was published in 1776 and is considered one of the most significant works in the history of economics. Sa libro na yon, nandoon ang mga topics like free markets, driven by self-interest and competition. Kumbaga sa panahon natin ngayon, ito yung mga nagbabagang balita. Isa ring nagbabagang balita noon ang pagkamatay niya sa edad na 67 noong July 17, 1790. But tignan naman natin until now, hindi ba, pinag-uusapan pa rin natin siya. Next one is Eratosthenes. According to Russell 2017, he's a Greek philosopher who became chief librarian at the Library of Alexandria. Hindi rin siya flat earther dahil naniniwala siya sa concept na ang mundo ay bilog. In fact, may calculations pa nga siya na ang circumference daw nito ay within 0.5% accurate. He described the own areas of the world and divided the earth into 5 climatic regions. He also prepared the earliest maps of the known world. Kilalanin natin si Eratosthenes at bakit ba siya very interested sa mundo. Siya ay isang mathematician, geographer, and astronomer. Let's talk about standards. Na nabuhay noong 3rd century before Christ. Siya rin ay famous dahil nga sa accurate niyang measurement sa circumference ng mundo. Pero ang tanong, paano niya nga ba ginawa yun? Meron na bang mahabang ruler nung panahon na yon o tape measure? O baka naman meron ng Google Earth? Alalahanin ulit natin na siya ay nabuhay bago pa ang panahon ni Kristo. So, let me explain in the way that we can understand, okay? Kinalculate niya ang sukat gamit ang sikat ng araw sa tanghaling tapat during summer at 2 points along the Earth's surface at gamit yung distansya ng 2 points na yon. Diba? Hindi pa rin natin naiintindihan. Kaya move forward tayo sa pagkamatay niya. Tuluyan siyang nategi at kinain na rin ng lupa approximately 194 years before Christ. Pero ang mundong pinag-aaralan niya noon, pinag-aaralan na siya ngayon. It's true, bilog ang mundo. Let's move forward to Ferdinand de Saussure. According to Mambrol, 2018, he was a Swiss linguist who posited the linguistic form is arbitrary and therefore that all languages function in a similar function. He published the Memoires sur le système primitive voyelle dans les langues Indo-Europeans. Bago pa tayo pagkabulol-bulol kay Ferdinand, magmarites muna tayo sa buhay niya. Siya ay pinanganak noong November 26, 1857 sa Geneva, Switzerland. Meron din siyang libro na Course of General Linguistic na naipublish noong 1916. Naniniwala siya na ang language ay ginawa lamang ng society and it has something to do with the culture and structure ng isang komunidad. Sad to say, he died on February 22, 1913 bago pa niya kompleto yung structure of language. Eto, alam ko, kilala nyo to, Aristotle. According to Neonatal 2016, he's a political scientist who laid down the foundation of governance and leadership. Kilala nyo ba si Plato? Teacher niya yun. Kung ambagan lang din naman ang usapan, maraming naambag si Aristotle sa larangan ng philosophy, biology, physics, and politics. Sa dami niyang nagawa at sa silbi niya sa lipunan, he was considered one of the most important figures in Western philosophy. Siya talaga ang tunay na Lodi. Alam mo yung scientific method? Siya nag-graph nun. Logic and reasoning. Are you familiar with that? Siya rin ang nag-contribute ng system na yun. Kung yung mga nauna ay nag-publish ng libro, syempre hindi siya nagpahuli. Nag-publish lang naman siya ng more than 150 philosophical works, although kaunti na lang doon ang nagsusurvive today. Dahil nga, very important person siya, nagpatayo siya ng sarili niyang school na kung saan inaaral doon ang philosophy and conducted research. Kaya kahit wala siya, yung mga ideas niya ay pinag-uusapan at pinagdedebatihan pa rin until now. Next is Wilhelm Wundt. According to MacLeod 2008, he's a German psychologist who opened the Institute for Experimental Psychology at the University of Leipzig in Germany in 1879. He trained psychology students to make observation that was biased by personal interpretation or previous experience and used the results to develop a theory of conscious thought. He also wrote the principle of sociological psychology. Siya ay pinanganak noong August 16, 1832 sa Germany at namatay siya sa Germany rin noong August 31, 1920. Pag-usapan naman natin si Lolo Wundt. Ano bang meron sa kanya? Siya ay may degree ng medicine pero mas interested siya sa psychology. Sa katunayan, he founded the first experimental psychology laboratory at the University of Leipzig in 1879. Ang focus niya ay ang pag-aaral sa consciousness at naniniwala siya na science must be based on empirical research and experimentations. Marami rin siyang sinulat na mga libro like Principles of Sociological Psychology and Elements of Folk Psychology na nakatulong para tuluyang maging separate discipline ang psychology, philosophy, and sociology. Isang malaking thank you, Lolo Wilhelm. Next is Auguste Comte. According to Lumilia 2000, he's a French sociologist who coined the term sociology, advocated the application of scientific method to social life and positivism. Siya rin ang nagsulat ng course of Philosophy Positive, which was published from 1830 to 1842 in 5 different volumes. Ipinanganak siya sa France noong January 19, 1798 at namatay noong September 5, 1857 sa Paris, France. Paris, France. That's my favorite. Sabi niya, ang psychology raw ay parang physics at chemistry na dapat ay under din ng science. Naniniwala rin siya na mayroong tatlong stages. Naniniwala rin siya na may tatlong stages ang society. Ang theological stage, ang metaphysical stage, at ang positivist stage. Naniniwala rin siya na para magkaroon ng social order, hindi dapat ito ginagamitan ng pwersa pero ng moral authority. Kaya naimbento ang term na positivism o pagbibigay sa mga tao ng moral code. Very controversial din siya. Bakit kamo? Kasi, biruin mo ba namang isulong na palitan ang religious tradition into a new scientific religion? Ay, nako, Comte. Kung nabuhay ka ngayon, baka na persona non grata ka na rin. But still, we cannot deny that his contributions remain a prominent figure in the history of philosophy. Let's move forward to historical foundation of each discipline. Let's talk about anthropology. Matatandaan natin na ito ay pag-aaral sa history using the tangible remains of the human civilization o yung mga remains na nahahawakan mo at nakakapa mo. Nagsimula ito noong 19th century na kung saan na-discover ng mga European explorers ang ibang civilization. Dahil dito na-curious ang mga mananakop and they started asking kung paano ba nagiging related ang mga ancestors nila sa ibang mga lahi. Bakit nga ba yung ibang mga hayop, ibang mga halaman, nag-i-extinct o nawawala sa ibabaw ng mundo? Simula noon, naging disiplina yon. Did you know that during medieval era or yung tinatawag nilang Dark Ages or Middle Ages, pinag-aaralan na nila ang history by the means of religion? So technically, there's a history class na before pa. Nagpo-continue naman ito until the 20th century wherein academic historians focus more on the social and intellectual complex rather than the great men before. And we know naman na till now, nasa ating education system ang history. Kaya nga, di ba, pinag-aaralan pa rin natin ito hanggang ngayon. Next is the economics. Based on the textbooks, economics is not considered as a separate discipline not until 19th century. Greeks examined wealth accumulation and inquires on whether property should be in the hands of private or public institution. Noon namang Middle Ages, around 5th to 15th century, they started to think na dapat daw ang mga goods and services ay dapat nasa fair or patas na presyo sa merkado. Always keep in mind na ang mga isipan or ideas na katulad nito has a great impact on our economy bilang isang bansa. Next is geography. People engage in the study of geography because it satisfies their natural curiosity about foreign places and different ways of life. Diba kahit naman siguro sino gustong mag-travel all around the world. At kung babalik tayo sa grade 4, matatandaan natin na ang great contribution ng mga Greeks o ng mga ethnic group around Southeast Europe ay ang measurement ng Earth's meridian. Dako tayo sa linguistic. It was the old Babylon who first created linguistics text na tinatawag na Sumerian. Ang tawag naman sa created text ng mga Hindu ay Vedas. Malalaman yan kung papanoorin nyo ang ating World Religions and Belief System series. Ang formal din na pag-aaral ng language ay nagsimula sa India. And did you know na ang existing language ngayon ng ating mundo is roughly around 6,909 languages all around the globe being spoken today with its own unique grammar, syntax, and vocabulary according to Linguistic Society of America. Next is the political science. The theoretical and practical study of the state and the politics began way back to the time of the ancient Greeks, about 500 to 300 years before Christ. The chieftain who headed the village was chosen. He ranks of leaders with the power to make laws, judge, and execute laws. Over the centuries, ang psychology and sociology became increasingly separated na nagiging dahilan ng two conceptions of psychology na tinatawag natin na phenomenological or experimental and mechanistic na tinatawag nating sociological. And even though nagsimula ito from its ancient Greek philosophy, patuloy pa rin itong nag-e-evolve gamit ang mga makabagong technology para mas maintindihan ang human behavior and mental processes ng isang tao. The intellectual revolution opened new perspective in society which offered the people new principle, ideals, and beliefs, changing their outlook in life and the way they perceive themselves, their environment, and relations with fellow men. The revolution in Europe brought rapid and radical changes which resulted to social problems, issues, and social unrest, prompting some individuals to direct their attention and investigation of social phenomena. So now, I hope everything is clear. Parehas lang din ng ating Module 1. Nandito na tayo sa This is It, the Ultimate Brain Challenge, na kung saan i-assess natin ang mga natutunan ninyo sa module na ito. So, kumuha ka na ng papel at sagutan mo na ang assessment na to.
Let's go!
Kung ikaw ay isang guro, panoorin mo itong advertisement that I made for you. That's it! natapos na naman tayo sa isang module, ang ating module 2. So magkita-kita-kits tayo sa ating next module which is the module 3. Talk soon!